Heavens to Betsy, is that? Why, I think it is. A new extreme engineering episode? Oh my god! Welcome back, Engies. And welcome to part 3? I think part 3. Today, we are going to take a break from building and break the game instead. And I won't tease you. We're going to jump straight to the Whopper, which has to do with spawning. Get our handy spawning beacon out here. Now, trigger warning. Today's episode may be uncomfortable for some of you because it's going to challenge some entrenched beliefs. Now, I know many of you have been taught certain things about the afterlife, whether it be from religion or science or that guy behind the Wendy's who wears a tinfoil hat, knows the secrets of the universe. Whatever the source, I'm sorry to tell you this, but your beliefs, they're wrong. As it turns out, when you go to the afterlife, your soul drifts around for a few seconds until it's captured by an engineering wizard and given a choice about where to reincarnate, kind of like isekai. Don't at me, guys. I don't make the rules. The devs do. Now, what's even less known is that souls have a fetish. A fetish for steps. You heard me right. Yeah. So if you put a spawner anywhere near a step, you can bet your immortal soul that's where they're going to go to. Now, let's see it in action. Oh, look at that. Spawned near a step. Surprise, surprise. Now, you may think this just a curious, well, a curiosity, let's say. But you'd be wrong again. And I'll tell you why. We come out into the middle of nowhere, safe from steps. I know, they're all over the place. What you may not have considered is that you can create a step of your own, and you can put it underground. Now, what do you gain from that? I'll tell you what you gain. You gain Mole Man powers. Superpowers, bro. I'm telling you. Just you wait. You're doubting. I can hear it. Ta-da! Super Mole Man powers. Yes, we are indeed underneath the map. Because it wants to spawn us on a step, and we created a step that is below the ground level. So here we are. As it turns out, you stay under the surface even while moving until you jump. And we're back. Or, if you enter like a low ground situation, or like a hole, you know, that sort of thing. Anything that'll put you back above ground. And it gets more ridiculous because you can still, let's see here, build and destroy things while underground. What fun! That's what I made and nobody can even see except for you guys. So you could be an invisible menace, destroying enemy fortifications, popping out of nowhere to stab people in the back. Yeah. I mean, there's no end to what you could do. Just pop up and throw grenades or destroy the enemy spawner from underground. And your whole team can participate because it's just anybody that spawns at the beacon. Yeah, pretty broken. But while this is busted as hell, don't get carried away because it's pretty limited in terms of where you can run underground. As you can see here, in fact, this is the only, this spot on Naimi Bridge is the only one that I'm currently aware of. I haven't looked extensively, but it's the only one I know of that has this underground foundation that you can run around on. If you leave that, then it's going to pop you back up above ground. So, it's not like you can run all over the map on any map. It's not that broken. But, that said, let me show you a little something. We go back to our underground hidey hole. Again, first person. What you can do is build more parapets. and then you can walk on that ground that you built underground. So, you can see where this is going. Okay, well that didn't work out exactly, but you get the idea. If you want to go real crazy, you can basically build a path to wherever you want to go that you can get to without ever having to get above ground. Why isn't it letting me spawn here? Weird. Unsurprisingly, a little glitchy. Oh, yeah, and also... let's get rid of this guy. Which takes 5 hits now to destroy, and it also takes 4 hits to build. Used to be instant, so be aware of that. Let's get our shovel out and diggy hole here. So I mentioned in part 1 that you can bury your spawners. And that is still true. So we can put one down here. Or I'm sorry, it takes 3 hits to build. Note about digging. We're going to bury this. If you aim at the side of ground like this, it's going to build basically to the height of that ground, which is much more efficient than if you're just digging straight down in a deep hole. Or, you know, when you're trying to bury something. But works the same way when you're digging as well. Basically, like if I want to build a mound of earth, I would first make a big pile, and then go from the side of that, and you see how fast it's basically filling to that height. Much faster than if I were to come over to a new spot, then I'd have to do multiple shovelfuls to get to that height again. And then I'd have to connect them. It's just a lot slower. But that's not the point we were trying to make here. So if we bury our spawner, right? And then we have our handy parapet over there. So now you're spawning underground, your spawner's underground. You can make a little railway of these parapets underground, and your guys can be popping up anywhere you build a railway to on the map without ever being seen. So you can put a spawner down, build an underground railroad to a point of interest. Your guys can pop up anywhere along the way, being, you know, totally immune to fire the whole time, because nobody can see them, nobody can hit them. By the way, you cannot shoot up through the ground, it just hits the ground. Which is probably for the best. But you see the potential, right? Basically, the enemy would have no way of knowing where your spawner is, because your people aren't necessarily spawning there. And when they do spawn, they're underground. So, like, they can pop up anywhere. How the hell are you going to know where the spawner is? Yeah, it's pretty broken. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure that I should be sharing it, but I'm sure the devs will fix it. And until then, it'll make things interesting. short-lived exploits and bugs don't kill a game. It's boredom that kills a game, so I like it when things change. Obviously, that's why we like content updates and all that. So go have fun with it before it's back to business as usual, is what I say. Speaking of phasing through things, I showed you guys this trick in part 1, but there is a way to phase through player-built structures. Let's see if I can get it to work on this. This world wall is pretty thick, so it might not work. Yeah. There's one over here. So, like, if we okay, well, it's not working at all now. Why does this happen every time I make a video? Well, you can do it with a lot of things. So, if you want to get past the fence, just use your engineering wizardry. You don't have to take me to the map every time a spawner goes down, man. It's kind of important that you be able to see past the thing. But more interestingly, I mean, in part 1, you can see that I went right through a sandbag wall that was in a pit of barbed wire using that trick. So sometimes it works with player-built structures. But also, because engineers are obviously the magicians that put up these magic barriers, we are the ones who are able to phase through them. Now, this does not work on all barriers. We could go to this one up here, and I will show you. Each map on the pre-battle barriers, there's like a barrier for the attackers and a barrier for the defenders, and there's kind of a no-man's zone in between. So like here on Naimi Bridge, you can get past the defender's barrier with this, but you can't get into the attacker's area. You can just be in this middle ground. So it gives you a lot more area to work with. If you want that, you can sneak past and go put a spawner like up here at the edge of the map or down here by the river. And you could become the attacker on defense. But also, it's not the only barrier that can be best. And we need to find a spot here where the ground is actually level with us. We'll put all this barbed wire here. And voila! Again, I think I showed you this, guys, in part 1, but easy way to get past the edge of the map, and this works on all the maps. Now, if you can only go a little bit away before it teleports you back in. But that said, pretty unique way to get around obstacles and sneak around. Obviously, enemies are not going to be looking for you past the edge of the map, and you can also dig into the terrain from here. So you can make yourself a little safe hole to pop back into when you come back. And then obviously, if you need to get back to the other side, you just do... Why do you always do this game? Every time I'm trying to show something. Oh my god. We're stuck! Step bro, help! There we go. Like so many of the things I show you guys, it's a little finicky. Now, there is one more trick that I have to show you guys today. And it is, as far as I know, particular to the Naimi Bridge. So if we dig down here on this edge of the map, which is an area that is often being fought in when you're trying to take A, you can see below me we have this ground layer, texture, sprite, whatever it is, that doesn't go away when we dig into it, even though we are actually digging through it. If we go a little further up here, you can see where I've dug it away, and it kind of ends just a little past the edge of the map. So you can go underneath it. You can dig underneath it and all that. So what's the big deal? Well, as you can see, if I crouch down here, nobody from above would be able to see me. So if I had just dug this area here and left the rest of the earth here, I would have a little hole where no one can see me while I'm crouched, but I can pop up and shoot at people. How did I only have one shot? Ta-da! And then just go back down like a little gopher. An elite meerkat sniper. They're going to have a hard time combating that, or even finding you. So, yeah. Just a little more magic from the engineering class. Actually, that has nothing to do with the engineering class, I lied. But, obviously, only a magical engineer would have found it. That's... yeah, let's go with that. Alright, yeah, I think... oh! One more little detail for fun. Get past the map edge here again. You can see here, I have actually built outside of the map as well, which is something you can do. You can just build stuff out here. Now, is that going to be useful? I doubt it. That's pretty cool. I don't think you can put a spawner out here, though. That would be interesting. So yeah, that's all the exploits I have for you today. So go cause some chaos, and we'll get back to tips and tricks for building both mega walls and much more practical walls in part 4, the next episode. Followed by more rooftop buildings, because we still got to go over some of these buildings, and also I got to tell you about how these new fancy building pieces work on rooftops and what they're useful for. So, until next time, remember, NGs, build the line.
Hold the line, chaps!
Hold the line.